Greetings to all our royal enthusiasts. Before we plunge into today's captivating narrative, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and show some love to Harry and Meghan. I am your host, Kelly. In the grand tapestry of royal affairs, few threads have been as persistently tangled as the relationship between Duchess Meghan and her father, Thomas Markle. Their estrangement has been a constant source of intrigue and speculation, a subplot seemingly designed to add an extra layer of drama to an already riveting saga. Now, to truly grasp the intricacies of this story, one must first understand the key players. On one side, we have Duchess Meghan, a modern royal who has navigated her new life with grace and resilience, despite the relentless scrutiny. On the other side is Thomas Markle, a man caught in the crossfire of his daughter's newfound fame, whose actions have often sparked controversy. This estrangement didn't happen overnight. It was a slow process, a series of unfortunate events that gradually chipped away at their relationship. It began with a photo scandal, followed by heart surgery that prevented him from walking Meghan down the aisle. Then came the explosive interviews, the public pleas, and the private letters sold to the tabloids. Each incident was a blow to their bond, a crack in the foundation that eventually led to a complete severance of ties. The media has been relentless, feeding on every detail, every whisper of discord. The estrangement has been examined from every angle, dissected and analysed in countless articles and television segments. Each revelation, each new piece of information has been a source of endless fascination for those who follow the royal family. But while the public watches from the sidelines, the real story is much more complex. It's a tale of family, of loyalty, and of the struggle to maintain privacy in the face of unending public interest. It's a story that, despite its public nature, is deeply personal. As we delve deeper into this tale, let's remember that every story has multiple perspectives. The truth is often more nuanced than the headlines would have us believe. So, as we continue to explore the dynamics between the Duchess and her estranged father, let's strive to do so with empathy, understanding, and an open mind. After all, at the heart of all this royal drama are real people with real feelings and real lives. Now, let's explore the reactions within the palace when Meghan decided to sever ties with her father. It's been said that this decision set alarm bells ringing within the palace walls. A sense of unease, perhaps even consternation, echoed through the royal corridors. Picture the scene. Seasoned courtiers accustomed to managing the delicate balance of royal relationships suddenly faced with a situation unprecedented in its starkness. A potential duchess on the brink of a fairy tale wedding, choosing to cut off her own father. This was a departure from the royal script, a deviation that was bound to cause a ripple effect. The Queen herself, as the matriarch and the epitome of royal decorum, might have been taken aback. Did she question the wisdom of this decision? Did she wonder about its potential repercussions? After all, the Queen has witnessed countless royal dramas unfold over the years, each one adding another layer to the complex tapestry of the monarchy. Yet, was the Queen's surprise, if indeed there was any, justified? Let's put ourselves in Meghan's shoes. Here was a woman caught in a whirlwind of media scrutiny, with every aspect of her life dissected and discussed, and in the midst of this storm, her own father was seemingly adding fuel to the fire. The decision to cut ties might have been painful, but can it be deemed unreasonable? Then there were the courtiers, the behind-the-scenes orchestrators of royal life. Did they view Meghan's decision as a warning sign, a harbinger of future conflicts, a cause for concern? Or did they perhaps see it as a necessary step, a bold move in the face of relentless media pressure? In the grand scheme of things, Meghan's decision was a personal one, made in a complex and challenging context. Yet it set the palace aflutter, raising questions and causing a stir. Was it a cause for alarm, a signal of potential turmoil? Or was it an act of self-preservation, a necessary step towards personal peace? One can only wonder, was the palace's reaction justified or misplaced? In the midst of all this turmoil, Thomas Markle celebrates his birthday, but how does he choose to celebrate it? Well, like a man who seems to know no bounds when it comes to exploiting his own daughter, he gives himself a new set of quotes released to the Daily Mail. On this day, instead of reflecting on his actions or reaching out privately to mend the broken ties with his daughter, Thomas Markle decides to grant an interview. The statements he makes, not surprisingly, stir up more controversy and propel him back into the limelight. He talks about his longing for a photograph of his grandchildren, Archie and Lily. But the question we need to ask is this a heartfelt plea of a grandfather, or just another attempt to cash in on his daughter's fame? Remember, this is the same man who sold his daughter's personal letter to the press. His track record, unfortunately, leans towards the latter. Then there's his insistence on the need for Meghan to mend fences back in Britain. It's a peculiar statement, considering the palpable tension between Meghan and the royal family. Is Thomas trying to push his daughter back into an environment that clearly caused her much distress? Or is he merely seeking to keep his name relevant by stirring up royal drama? What's clear is that Thomas Markle's birthday isn't just a personal celebration. It's a public spectacle, a stage for him to broadcast his thoughts and opinions on his estranged daughter. It's a reminder of the ongoing saga between Meghan and her father, a saga that began long before she became a duchess and, unfortunately, continues to this day. Thomas Markle's actions on this day and in the years past raise many questions about his relationship with his daughter. They reveal a pattern, a tendency to capitalize on Meghan's royal status, disregarding the emotional toll it might be taking on her. Once again, Thomas Markle's actions raise many questions about his relationship with his daughter. The fallout from Meghan's decision continues to ripple through the royal family and the media. As we've seen, the estrangement from her father is a complex narrative that's been playing out in the public eye. One of the most startling developments was the sale of Meghan's personal letter to her father by the Daily Mail. This unscrupulous act was an invasion of privacy and a clear demonstration of the lengths some will go to exploit a strained relationship. The public's reaction to the estrangement and the subsequent sale of the letter has been varied. Some sympathise with Meghan, understanding her decision to distance herself from a toxic relationship, while others have criticised her for creating division within her family. But it's important to remember that family estrangement is a deeply personal matter, often fraught with pain and complicated emotions. The estrangement also brought to light the intense scrutiny Meghan was under, not only as a new member of the royal family, but also as a woman of colour. This has sparked conversations around the treatment of women and minorities in the media, a dialogue that continues to this day. Over the years, Meghan's father has continued to make headlines, often at the expense of his daughter. His actions have only reaffirmed Meghan's decision to sever ties. It's become evident that her father's desire for publicity outweighs his concern for his daughter's well-being. As we navigate this tale of family estrangement, it's crucial to remember the human element at its core. Meghan, like anyone else, has the right to protect her mental health and emotional well-being, even if that means cutting ties with a family member. The saga continues, and only time will tell what lies ahead for Meghan and her father. But one thing is certain, Meghan's decision to distance herself was not taken lightly. It was a painful choice made in the pursuit of peace and stability. And isn't that something we all strive for in our own lives? As the dust settles, some are calling for Meghan to mend fences both with her father and within Britain. The estrangement between the Duchess and her father has been a topic of intense discussion, and as time passes, the question of reconciliation arises. Is it time for Meghan to reach out and attempt to heal the wounds of the past? On one side, voices urge Meghan to reconnect with her father. After all, he is family, and for many the bond of kinship is not easily severed. They argue that no matter the wrongs done, there is always room for forgiveness and reconciliation. Perhaps they suggest it's time for Meghan to extend an olive branch, to allow her father another chance. But on the other hand, there are those who support Meghan's decision to maintain her distance. They point out that Thomas Markle's repeated public betrayals are not easily forgotten. Selling his daughter's private letter to the media, they argue, is a transgression too far. For these supporters, Meghan's decision to sever contact is not only justified, but necessary for her own well-being. Beyond her personal sphere, there's also the question of reconciliation with the British public. Some believe that Meghan and Harry's departure from royal duties has created a divide that needs healing. They suggest that Meghan should take steps to reconnect with the public, to show that she still values her ties to Britain. Yet others argue that Meghan and Harry have found their place outside of the royal sphere, carving out a new life that prioritises their own happiness and well-being. They believed that any attempt at reconciliation would only serve to drag Meghan back into the limelight and scrutiny she sought to escape. Whether Meghan chooses to reconcile or not, one thing is clear: her decision will undoubtedly make headlines. And with that, we come to the end of today's intriguing tale of royalty and family estrangement. We've journeyed together through the Duchess's early years, the alarm bells at the palace, the infamous birthday of toxic Thomas Markle, the aftermath of the estrangement, and the hopeful call for reconciliation. Thank you, dear listeners, for your time and engagement. Thank you all for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Until next time, I remain your loyal host, Kelly.